always a bit dangerous to look too far ahead, and I think 2030 feels sort of on the boundaries of where it's safe to predict. You know, if I'm feeling an optimist, which I am, you can tell by my suit, I think that we will become a more connected planet, not a less connected planet. I think that the increased take-up and usage of digital technologies will allow more people than ever before to have access to the same information and learning and opportunity to learn. And that's an exciting thought, because why should it be that because you live in a particular place and have access to a particular school or college or university, you are only able to study in that way? Over time, when everybody has access to information from a different angle, then I think more people will be involved in learning on their own terms than ever before. So by 2030, the half of the planet that have never used the World Wide Web will probably have used the World Wide Web. And then you have a truly global and connected world. And that's one where learning has become much more democratic, even than it has become over the last 5 to 10 to 20 years. So that would be my first prediction. I think my second prediction goes back to data. We're going to become more reliant on data, not less. There's going to be more volumes of data and data science and understanding of how people learn than ever before. And that being applied to you as an individual and learner is an exciting idea. So rather than the teacher saying you all have to learn in this way, according to this syllabus, actually you'll be able to have much more personalized learning, more relevant to you, but also more effective for the way that you may receive and understand and appreciate. Gone are the days when my Latin teacher would stand at the front of the classroom and we'd be reciting verbs. Perhaps the better way for me to learn Latin would have been through only poetry or through reading something different. And I think that more deep data and understanding of you as an individual and your cognitive capacities will mean that you have better education and outcomes. And then I think the concept, which is already prevalent but will become more and more important, is about lifelong learning. You know, my days, you went to school, you got qualifications, you left school, you left university, it was kind of over. But even in the last 20 years since I left university, that's changed a great deal. And now you read that people under the age of 24 feel as though they will be learning always in 2-year chunks. They move careers more often. They want to assimilate more and more understanding in shorter, more intensive chunks of time. So I think we'll find that by 2030, this idea that you go to a fixed place for a fixed period of time and that's your education complete will feel very old-fashioned, and will actually be able to adapt and learn and grow in a much more flexible way and a much more constant way. And I think that means that we'll be learning while we're at work as much as while we're at home. I'm not sure what it means for the universities of the world, but I think it means that constant innovation and interest in how we learn and how we can improve the experience will be fundamental. So I'm not going to make too many technology predictions, but I believe the world will be more connected, that when you have half the planet who have not yet used the World Wide Web, who will be part of the language in the world that we all know well, that changes the dimensions again. I believe that we'll have more exciting and personalized learning to be more relevant to you and more able for you to understand and learn in the ways that you want. And lastly, I think that we'll have a much more interesting and sophisticated notion of what an education is, and one perhaps that means it never really ends.